Welcome to today's Explainer. Today we are diving into a piece of gear that honestly promises to completely change the game when it comes to vehicle reliability. We're looking at the Weego 44S Jump Starter and Trickle Charger bundle. If you own a car, a motorcycle, a boat, or really anything with a motor, stick around. We're breaking down a complete battery care solution that could literally make those dreaded tow truck calls a thing of the past. But first, I want you to think about this. What is your game plan the next time you turn the key and just hear that awful clicking sound? Because let's be real, it never happens on a relaxing sunny Saturday afternoon, right? It's always pouring rain and you're already 10 minutes late for work. Most of us just kind of cross our fingers, hoping a stranger has jumper cables, or we resign ourselves to waiting hours for roadside assistance. But what if you could take total independent control of that whole situation? Okay, let's dive into our roadmap for today. We're covering the battery care dilemma, big power in a tiny package, proactive battery maintenance, how it stacks up against the competition, and finally, the final verdict.
All right, Section 1, the battery care dilemma. Reactive versus proactive solutions.
This dilemma is something every single driver or seasonal vehicle owner faces eventually. It fundamentally comes down to how we approach maintenance. On one hand, you have the reactive approach, right? Dealing with that unexpected dead battery in a crowded parking lot. It's stressful, sudden, and it is always the worst timing. But on the other hand, there's the proactive approach, actively preventing a dead battery while your vehicle is parked safely in your garage. Now, the source material points out something really interesting here. This Weego bundle is actually uniquely designed to tackle both sides of this dilemma. It rescues you when things go south, but it also stops things from going wrong in the very first place.
Moving right along to Section 2, big power, tiny package, the reactive solution.
Let's look at the rescue side of this bundle first, the Jump Starter itself. The physical design here is just wild. Get this, it weighs 0.7 pounds. That is less than a single pound. The review highlights this as one of its absolute biggest strengths. Instead of lugging around some massive, heavy box that eats up half your trunk space, this jump pack is practically the size of a smartphone. You can effortlessly slide it into a cramped glove box, stash it in a small motorcycle bag, or just toss it in a compact emergency kit. It completely rewrites the rules for how we carry emergency power. But hey, do not let that microscopic weight fool you. This thing features IP65 rated construction. That means it's highly resistant to dust, dirt, and water splashes. We're not talking about a delicate piece of tech you have to baby. It is built tough for off-road and outdoor use. The reviewers were actually so impressed by this rugged durability that they gave the build quality a super solid 9 out of 10. So the sheer contrast here is what's really blowing my mind. You've got this tiny, smartphone-sized footprint, right? But it pushes out a massive 2100 peak amps and 440 cranking amps. To put that kind of crazy power into perspective, that's enough juice to jumpstart a massive 7-liter gas engine or a 3.5-liter diesel engine. The review notes that its real-world performance is rock solid across everything from sedans and SUVs to pickup trucks and even boats and ATVs. Now, I know jumping a car can feel super intimidating to a lot of people, but the Weego uses these patented Smarty clamps. They've got wide-opening jaws and tapered tips, so getting into those incredibly tight modern engine bays is a breeze. But the real magic? That's in the safety systems. They feature reverse polarity protection, so if you accidentally hook them up backwards, and hey, it happens, it won't fry your car's computer. Add in connection detection and anti-spark technology, and it essentially dummy-proofs the entire process. And here's how it handles a truly dead battery. A lot of competing lithium jump starters actually tap out if a car battery is totally flat. But the 44s has this advanced preconditioning feature. Once you connect those clamps, the system safely steps up the voltage, allowing it to revive batteries that have dropped as insanely low as 0.5 volts. It's this incredibly sophisticated step-by-step process happening right inside that tiny device just to make absolutely sure you actually get back on the road. Beyond just saving your car from a tow, it's got a really brilliant bonus feature. It doubles as a high-capacity power bank. Thanks to a built-in USB-C port, you can charge your smartphone, your tablet, GPS, whatever portable electronics you have while you're on the go. It makes the whole unit incredibly useful, even on those normal days when your car battery is working perfectly fine. Okay, let's shift gears to Section 3, proactive battery maintenance, the intelligent solution. So we've covered the rescue side. Now let's talk about keeping those batteries healthy in the first place, so you never even need a rescue. This bundle actually includes an intelligent trickle charger. And listen, this isn't just some basic wall plug. It's a smart system that automatically maintains battery health over the long haul. Crucially, It constantly monitors the battery to make sure it never overcharges, which, as we know, can ruin a battery in no time. Plus, it's totally versatile, supporting both traditional lead-acid and modern lithium battery chemistries.
This proactive approach is honestly a total game changer if you own certain types of vehicles. Think about the ideal applications here. Classic cars, weekend cruisers, motorcycles, boats, seasonal equipment. These are machines that typically sit idle for weeks or even months at a time, right? And idle batteries just degrade and die. By plugging in this trickle charger, you're guaranteeing that when spring finally rolls around and you want to take the boat out, that battery is at 100% health and ready to fire right up.
And speaking of sitting idle, we should definitely talk about the Jump Starter's own internal battery. If you're packing this away in the trunk for an emergency, you need absolute certainty that it's going to work when you actually need it. Well, the source material states the lithium battery inside this Weego unit can remarkably hold its own charge for over a year in storage. Over a year. That incredible shelf life makes it a super reliable piece of emergency prep gear for literally any family.
Which brings us to Section 4, How it Stacks Up, Competitor Comparison.
Because no review is complete without a good old-fashioned reality check against the rest of the market. Let's look at how it fares against heavyweights like the Noco Boost GB40 and the Clore JNC 660. The Weego's 2100 peak amps completely dwarf the Noco's 1000, and even edge out the Clo's 1700. But the real jaw-dropper here is the weight. The Weego is 0.7 pounds. The Clore? A massive 18 pounds. Plus, neither the Noco nor the Clore includes a trickle charger or USB-C support. Look, while that big traditional Clore unit is fantastic for heavy-duty shop use, the Weego clearly offers just unprecedented portability and everyday functionality for the average driver. Of course, we always want to weigh the facts objectively here. The pros are definitely strong. It's ultra-compact, it's packed with safety features thanks to those smart clamps, and it uniquely includes that smart trickle charger. But looking at the cons, it won't jump heavy-duty diesel engines larger than 3.5 liters. Also, it doesn't have a built-in air compressor or an integrated flashlight, things you do sometimes see on competitors. And lastly, it does carry a premium price tag compared to some of the more budget-friendly options out there.
All right, Section 5, the final verdict. Is it worth it?
When you balance that premium price tag against the advanced features, the incredible safety, and the dual-purpose nature of the bundle, is it actually worth your hard-earned money? Let's look directly at the core conclusion from our source material. Quote, the Weego 40-Force Jump Starter and Trickle Charger bundle stands out because it focuses on both emergency recovery and long-term battery health. End quote. And honestly, that right there is the entire essence of this explainer. You're getting a complete 2-in-1 battery care solution, not just a one-trick reactive tool. Because of that comprehensive all-in-one approach, the final score awarded in the review is a stellar 4.7 out of 5 rating. The reviewers concluded that its super compact design, the foolproof safety systems, the massive starting capability, and that included smart maintainer absolutely justify its premium position in the market. So who is actually going to get the absolute most value out of this thing? Based on the review, this bundle is a perfect fit for daily commuters who just want peace of mind, motorcycle owners who have zero storage space to spare, classic car collectors, boat owners dealing with seasonal storage, RV travelers, and quite frankly, any family looking to seriously level up their emergency gear. Honestly, if you happen to own multiple vehicles, the value of this bundle just skyrockets. Which leaves us with this final thought for today. Are you ready to stop reacting to dead batteries and start actually preventing them? The Weego 40-Force bundle makes a pretty undeniable case that you don't have to choose between a heavy jump starter and a clunky battery maintainer anymore. You can literally have both in a high-tech package that weighs less than a single pound. Thanks so much for hanging out with me on today's explainer. I hope this deep dive brought you some serious clarity, and I'll catch you on the next one.